Live. Hey there, I'm Father Roderick and welcome to Dutch Comic Con. I'm streaming using my phone. I hope the bandwidth will be sufficient. It's always a bit of a risk when there's so many people walking around here. And I hope the audio is good enough as well. I'm standing here at the entrance. Behind me you can see the welcome sign and there is a lot that I want to show you. Feel free to leave me some comments or questions or likes or whatever. I'll be able to see that hopefully on the screen and I'll be able to answer your questions. So as I mentioned, here behind me is the entrance with a red carpet, and I've been here yesterday as well, but today I have a little bit more time. At least I have an afternoon just for this, just to hang out. Yesterday I always gotta make the rounds and meet the people that I know here and chat. Today is just walking around, shopping, and hopefully also meeting some friends. Let me know if you can see this, if you can hear me all right. I'd like to do an audio and a video check before I start walking around and showing you around. So let me know if you can see this. It is already in the afternoon. This opens normally at 10 o'clock in the morning, but of course I had to celebrate Mass first before I could head here, and I was here at about 1 o'clock, and I think this will go on until, well, I guess 6 o'clock in the evening. So a lot of people are already inside. There are even people that already went home. So it feels quieter than yesterday. I'm going to switch the camera around just to show you a little bit more of the entrance. It's kind of the gathering area. A lot of very cool cosplayers here as well. So let me see if I can switch the camera around. There we go. This is where people come in. There are lots of Marios and Luigis and all sorts of subgenres and subcultures. And there on the left is a place where you can buy sweets and candy and whatnot. And here people are actually at the entrance of, in my opinion, one of the coolest parts of every Dutch Comic Con, and it's called the House of Wax. This is a group of people, very creative people, and every year they have a theme. And this year, as you can tell, the theme is fairy tales. And so they all dress up, they act also. And it's a huge difference with last year when it was all about zombies and it was kind of The Walking Dead. So this is the entrance. They have performances. Everyone's in character. And as a guest, as a visitor, you're supposed to be in character as well. So right now, this is the sign that says that from it's like 12:30 to 2:30 there will be actually performances, and then they take some rest. So this is really cool. So you enter like a fairy tale world and try to guess what the first fairy tale is that you can see here. Just peeking around the corner, you can see familiar characters. Now let me walk past this tree, and there you have it. It is time for tea. This, of course, is Alice in Wonderland, and just look at all those gorgeous decorations here on the table, the bright colors, and the Mad Hatter, of course. And lots of tea and cake, and here on the floor you can see the playing cards. Let's hope that the Queen of Hearts is not anywhere near, because our heads may get chopped off. It's a bit of a risk. So let's leave Alice in Wonderland and let's move over to this fairy tale, and we see a spinster, and she is spinning her wheel. And of course here you can see what went wrong, because Sleeping Beauty is relaxing on the bed. And no, this is not a puppet. This is a real breathing princess. Hello. These people are watching in English.
Yes, okay,
You're spinning the wheel.
Yes, okay. But have you seen the prince?
The prince? I haven't seen the prince. No.
For Sleeping Beauty.
What does he look like?
Yeah, like a prince with a crown.
Like on a crown and on a horse.
Yeah, I think.
What can he do? What can he do to help the prince?
He must kiss her so she will awake. She comes awake. Yeah.
And you need a prince for that. I can't do that. It doesn't work.
A real prince.
A real prince. I'll look out. I'll look out for him. Good luck. Don't fall asleep. Bye bye. And this is another very, very impressive location. You have, of course, the spirit of the lamp. Ooh, and smoke, and he fulfills wishes. What am I going to wish? I'm going to wish that this is going to be another wonderful day. And here we are. There is another princess with a golden ball, and she is throwing that to a frog. There we go. The princess and the frog. You need to catch it though, and throw it back. It is a fairy tale book that came to life. Here is Little Red Riding Hood, and she's not afraid of the big wolf. She's not afraid. Not afraid at all.
No. Look, I got beautiful flowers.
Beautiful flowers. For who are the flowers?
Well, it's my grandma.
Your grandma?
Yeah, she's living in a little house.
Little house? Yes.
And my grandma, she's ill. My mom said.
Oh, so you're going to bring her flowers.
Cookies and flowers.
Oh, you have cookies with you as well?
I have cookies, look.
So your grandmother lives here all by herself?
Yeah, all alone.
Isn't that dangerous? Aren't there evil creatures or wolves or...
No.
No?
No, I'm not afraid of them.
You're not afraid of them.
I'm going to look out for my grandma.
Good luck. Stay safe. I'm going to take a look also and greet your grandmother. All right. Well, it's time to knock. Oh, there's Grandma. There is Grandma. She looks slightly old and a little bit strange. And Little Red Riding Hood brings her some beautiful flowers, but also notices that her voice is so low. And there's a cookie, and her teeth are also extremely long and sharp. And I think that Grandma could need some waxing. And your ears are so big. What's going on? And your eyes are huge. Oh, things are going wrong. Uh-oh. This is not very child safe. This is... Oh, this looks terrible. Look at what Grandma's doing. Oh my goodness. Check it out. Little Red Riding Hood is gone. Only her mantle is left. Whoa. And after this early Sunday morning snack, Grandma's going back to sleep. Whoa, and who is there? That is, I think, someone who may be able to save Grandma. And Little Red Riding Hood, it's the wood chopper. And he's cutting her open. Oh my goodness. and saves Little Red Riding Hood. Did you survive?
Quite nasty. I'd better listen to Mom next time. Never go too deep in the forest again.
It is too dangerous.
It's really dangerous. The hunter saved me.
The hunter saved you, yes.
Yeah, he's putting some stone in the stomach of the wolf. Now quiet.
Oh, so now the stones, they still think that he's eating you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stay safe. Oh boy, oh boy. I guess the wolf is going to have a bit of an indigestion. I'd almost pity him if I didn't know better. Oh, he's waving at me. Well, I'm not going to get any closer. I like to visit old people, but not wolves. All right, let's move over to the next fairy tale. Here is a nice scene in the woods with a cat. And the cat caught a mouse, a dangling mouse or a rat. Ooh. All right, let's move over to the next scene. Oh, check it out. It is a prince. And the prince has a glass slipper. Probably looking for the princess that lost it. And there's the maid. And of course, people have to see if they fit the slipper, because only the princess that can put the slipper on her feet. Oh, photo. Smile. Oh. Wait, she's not allowed. Smile. Thank you. Thank you. And here is some more ruckus. There are actually two scary stories here. This is a witch. This is a witch. And her house is made of candy. Candy and cookies. And look at these children here. I think this is Hans and Gretel. And this lady is inviting little children to come and eat her house. Somehow I don't trust that. And look at this big bad wolf roaming around in the bushes. So these two pigs are not afraid of the big red wolf, except for the red one. She's warning them. She's warning them against the wolf, who's lurking there behind these little pigs. That is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Something tells me that this is not going to be a meat-free day for the wolf. All right, let's move on to the next scenes past the house of the witch and Hansel and Gretel. It's very dark here. And let's peek around the corner. Oh, check it out. It's snowing. This is Frau Holle. She's making it snow because she's waving her pillow. And actually, believe it or not, this is real snow. It feels cold. The snow is cold. So this is not fake snow, it's real. Here's a knight. Let's see what we have here. Oh, this knight is announcing the appearance of the king. And he's going to present the new clothes of the Emperor. And there he is. Look at the exotic colors of his clothes. And the people here are supposed to applaud, and everybody is raving about this new outfit of the king. Everybody's in shock because the Emperor is actually walking around there in his underwear. Oh, look at that. There is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Here's another little fairy tale. Ah, this is, what's his name? Rapunzel. No, not Rapunzel. The name escapes me. I have to brush up on my fairy tales. Ooh, look at these beautiful, huge mushrooms. Life-size mushrooms, and we see some wooden shoes here. I wonder whose shoes those are. The place seems to be deserted. This man looks a bit like a hunter. And he's sitting there on a bench guarding this lady who is sleeping, waiting for her prince. And the dwarves are nowhere to be seen. And then here we have this beautiful lady with a mirror, a magical mirror. Something tells me there's a magical image in the mirror. And the mirror, of course, is going to tell us who is the most beautiful person of the country. Is it you, the most beautiful of the land? You think so? Well, I'll have to wait and see. And then here on the other side, also an impressive fairy tale. There is the Beast. Oh, look, here we have Tintin and Captain Haddock. That's another kind of fairy tale. And this, of course, is the Beast with his rose under the glass container. And he looks very, very dangerous, very menacing. Oh, you need to wait in line before you can get an audience with the Beast. And there we have Tintin and his dog. Not afraid of anything, as is the case. And Captain Haddock takes a photo. You need to be sober to take good pictures. So no whiskey today. All right. Well, that was fun. Here I am, back after this first introduction into just a very small aspect of Dutch Comic Con. Perhaps now you can understand why I go to these events, because where else can you experience things like this? I'm going to turn the camera around again. Let me know how the sound is, if you can understand me, if it's too loud or not loud enough. There's a lot of background noise, so forgive me if it's not entirely clear. John is watching too. John is also here with his wife, Mary Eleanor, and I think he just sent me a message. Lavina says it sounds great. So I think I'm going to take a look and see if I can find the Domics. They should be easily recognizable because they're walking around in the outfit of their clan, their Scottish clan. Okay, so here people are gathering for photos or just to meet up. These are Vikings or something like that. And all of these costumes are usually homemade. Oh, look, that's Yoda. That is Yoda.
You should focus on the leg.
Say again?
You should focus on the leg.
The leg? Oh, check it out. Nice. Very well. Awesome. Beautiful. All right, let's go through the main entrance. As I explained, in case you've been joining us a little bit later. Hey, Zena is there too. How is life in Boston? I'm taking you on the red carpet. And the first thing you see is the hall. This is kind of the most commercial hall, which has a lot of the television companies, like Fox is here with The Walking Dead and The Simpsons. Last year they had Simpsons too. I haven't seen them yet. And of course, as you know, Fox has just been acquired by Disney, and so it's not a surprise that Disney is almost next door. This is, of course, publicity for Shazam, and Shazam himself is standing here. And I think he even has like a magical finger with superpowers. There you go. Charging up. Now Shazam is getting rave reviews. It's not yet released, but those that have seen it are very, very excited about the movie. So I'm looking forward to it. Lots of Hogwarts students walking around here as well. Yesterday I was actually in a Slytherin costume. Now this is Disney, of course, promoting Dumbo. Dumbo is a live-action version of the famous animated movie that I saw as a child, and Dumbo has always been one of my favorite Disney movies, so I can't wait to see this in cinemas. And you can have your picture taken with Dumbo and then get a printout from these guys here, like the stormtroopers. These stormtroopers have been. Hey, how's life? Did you meet Dumbo?
Yeah,
Oh, how cute. Awesome, awesome. He's never been so well protected. See you guys later. Of course, lots of Star Wars fans here too. And I think I know all of them right now. Next time I should wear my Stormtrooper costume. All right, switching around again. Because there's so much more to see. Just look at these amazing costumes. Sometimes I don't even know what kind of franchise they represent. This, of course, is a Jedi. I don't have to wonder about that. This is Belle and the Beast from Disney. Robin from DC. There's a Spider-Man, or lots of Spider-Mans. Here's a small Mario. So the children too dress up like this little Black Panther. And a princess, of course. And over there you can pose with the Incredible Hulk. Over there in the distance you can see the area of the event that is dedicated to comic books. Comics are a long tradition, an old tradition here in the Netherlands. And originally these events were centered on comics. But in the kind of that comic book culture has been superseded by the culture of movies, superheroes, and gaming. Gaming is huge, of course, everywhere in the world. So the comics are still here. This is amazing too. You can get a 3D print. Like, see that little guy in there? He's being scanned in 3 dimensions, and then the printer will actually print a tiny digital version of this already tiny little boy. Very cool, but also very expensive, as you can imagine. So what we don't really have in the Netherlands is like the Marvel DC comic book tradition, like you have in the US, North America. But we have our own European comics. There's a Batman with Robin walking around. Awesome costumes. Very cool. Awesome. You'll think that I'm taking photos, but of course I'm streaming. Let's go to the next hall. You can imagine that I feel a little bit underdressed with all these cosplayers here. We are now entering the gaming hall, and this is where a lot of the younger people are gathering to play video games. All the major players are here, like Nintendo. They're doing these team sports. Very popular, as you can tell from the audience here. And these are the team players. They're going to compete against each other now. And there on the screen you can see the game they're playing. I think this is Splatoon. Oh no, this is Mario Kart. And 1, 2, 3. Exhilarating Esports. And this is a massive thing recently, something that really skyrocketed. It's esports, so it's a form of sports, people competing against each other, but it's in the virtual world, it's in the digital world. And there are tournaments with prize money that rivals the biggest sports events in the world. Here you see kind of a more classic form of gameplay. These are the board games. I'm a huge fan of board games. There are the classics like Ticket to Ride, but also newer ones, Monopoly, that's old as well. And this is something that I really, really enjoy with friends. Clue. We've got all the card games. And this is a very social form of gaming. Very, very different, of course, from what's on the other side, which is the digital games. You got some game makers here that are showing off their latest games. And from there we go to the retro section with very old video games, and even the ice hockey game that, of course, a lot of you may know. This is one of those rhythm games where you have to stay, you have to kind of keep up with the instructions. Very intense. This is, I think, like one of those steps, like Dance Dance Revolution. You have to move. There we go. Let's take a look what's happening here. Ready? It's all about rhythm. And there they go. Still relatively easy, but it is getting more difficult all the time. These two ladies are representing the Sims with the green, like the green triangles. Very cool. And this is getting more and more difficult, and faster and faster. And from there, you can also do something totally different, and that is to race. Now from those games that are already old school, we get to the most classic games. These are the video games that I played as a child. The awesome Miss Pac-Man. And I think I spent a fortune on these machines. You've got Pac-Man, what is this, Space Invaders probably. Donkey Kong, all with physical buttons. Yeah, this is the awesome Donkey Kong. Still one of my favorite classic games. Where you have to jump over the barrels that the big monkey throws down. This is more for, you know, hitting. If you want to hit someone, you better hit this. You even have to pay for that. There you go. Ouch. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. Some more air hockey. Still super popular. And of course here you have the modern arenas with all the networked gamers. They're competing online with racing games or first-person shooters like these. Alrighty. So that is the world of video games. I'm going to bring you to the next hall. How's this sound? Because over here it's very loud. I can barely hear myself. So I hope it's still more or less comprehensible. Let me see. Where do I go now? I think I'm going this way. Even more kids playing. Speedrunner gathering. Speedrunning is also kind of almost a sport where the contestants are trying to race through games as fast as possible using all the tricks and hacks that they can find in order to finish the game, and sometimes they try to skim off seconds. This is the dining area where people are having lunch. Of course, it is lunchtime. Look at those amazing costumes. So beautiful. Awesome. And this is the main stage, and check it out. Here we have R2-D2. R2-D2 himself, moving freely. There he is. There's something magical about this. Absolutely magical. Definitely one of the stars of the show. And kids of all ages love Ardu, including me. Let's go see his friends, because here in the main hall, this is the main stage where you have all the speakers normally. So yesterday Tom Felton was speaking here, who plays Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series. And Jennifer, what's her name, who plays in the main character in Once Upon a Time, and also ER. She was, or not ER. House MD. She was one of the main characters. And this is the stand of the droid builders, and look what an amazing job they've done. This is a fully functional BB-8. This is all printed. It's 3D printed. Here's a black R2 unit, and that one is more black and orange. And there is even a C-3PO that is still under construction and is supposed to also become a fully animated, what is it, Autotronic or something like that. So these robots are built by not professional people, but just people that do that for a hobby. All right, let's move over to one of my favorite areas. This is, of course, is the Star Wars area. You've got a battle droid here. Roger, roger. And here we have helmets. This is the June Sea base. This is a hobby group of people that love to recreate the costumes of the rebels. So this is, of course, Hoth. Hey, Brian. Hey, Josh. And you can see the amazing costumes. Really, really cool. All made at home. And over there we see Chewie. And yes, the person inside is really that big. He's not walking on stilts. This is a very cool sand trooper, one of my favorite costumes. Beautifully weathered, all made at home. And approved, because it needs to be approved. It has to be weathered, otherwise you don't get the approval. Very cool. And from there, we have two worlds that collide. Hey, goedemorgen. I'm streaming. And we have Dutch Dumbledore. We met yesterday. Also walking around. And so, here we have the Dutch garrison with all the helmets. Goedemorgen weer, of goedemiddag alweer. Hi, hi. Hey, hi. You see, rebels in the Empire, they coexist. It can be done. It can be done. Very cool. Another awesome stormtrooper. Beautiful costume. Very, very nice. Love it. And here we have a Jawa. A kind of supersized Jawa on steroids. And oh, here we have the Empire. Pew pew. Did we meet yesterday? I think we did, right?
Hi?
Did we meet yesterday?
No, impossible.
Oh, that must have been someone else. Awesome.
Je kunt gewoon Nederlands tegen hem praten hoor.
Dat weet ik, maar ik zit nu in het Engels te streamen. Dus that's why I'm speaking English. And here they've created, hey, hi. This is very awesome. They usually do this kind of this photo setup, and this time they, of course, did the 3D chess. And I should play against a Wookiee, so he can rip my arm out. So it's a great photo op, of course. And here we have the Mandalorians, the Mandos as they're called. So this is almost like an entire subculture within, yes, Star Wars priest. Star Wars priest. So again, self-made helmets. And of course the Mandalorians are going to be super important in the near future because of the TV series on Disney Plus that will feature actually the Mandalorian. So this is going to be a very, very popular group of fans. And we've got, oh, so cute. A Porg. Of course, everyone knows the Mandalorian armor from Boba Fett, but Boba Fett himself was not a Mandalorian. He just used the armor. This is a Boba Fett helmet. It's pretty dark here. Let me see. I think I'm going to go this way, and I will show you an entirely different area. People are waiting here. Look at how many people there are. Unbelievable. It's very crowded because in about a few minutes, Tom Felton is going to speak here. Is going to make another appearance here on stage at 2:30. And all these people have been waiting for even an hour just to be right at the front of the convention halls to catch a glimpse of their favorite actor. Let's just watch along here for a second. Tom Felton is here. There he is. Still extremely popular in the Netherlands. Let's see if we can get a better glimpse of what's happening on the stage. There he is. Josh says that Tom Felton is coming to Salt Lake next month. That's awesome. Well, he's here right now. I'm not sure if I can zoom in. No, I tried to zoom in on the screen, but I can't do that while streaming. And Tom is just answering questions of the fans, like he did yesterday, reminiscing about his time in filming the Harry Potter movies. And it's very, very cool to see how popular this guy still is, and also the Harry Potter franchise still is. It's very crowded here. Everyone wants to catch a glimpse of the speakers. I'll just turn the camera around a little bit. Let's say hi to the droids again. These are very tiny. These are toy ones. Yesterday, when I first saw Tom Felton, it was a little bit disconcerting because you have that image from the movies, and you don't realize that actually the last movie was about 10 years ago. So physically, he has changed enormously. He's much older now. So you're like, wow, what happened? They have a lot of cars here on display as well, like replicas of the movie cars in movies. I guess this one is from Man in Black. Just a wild guess. Here, fortunately, on the big screen, they project a close-up of Tom Felton. I'm not sure if you can see it, if the image is clear enough, but you can tell how much he changed. He's still a very, very nice guy, very multi-talented. Oh, according to Josh, Tom was also in the Flash TV show. I didn't know that. I've seen a few seasons, but not the season where he appeared in. This is a very cool prop, of course. This is the car of the Ghostbusters, of course. It's basically a very old vintage ambulance. And there is a very active Ghostbusters fan club that is posing here with R2-D2. Again, worlds collide. R2 is even singing. And over there, you see the guy with the remote control. Well, that's R2's buddy. Without a remote control, R2 wouldn't be able to do much. I think R2 learned some new tricks. Check it out. There's a Jawa. R2-D2 is no longer afraid of Jawas, apparently. R2 just chased a Jawa. Amazing. Another very impressive costume with all the feathers. And now we move to the next hall. And this is where the vendors sell their wares. And you've got both the bigger stores, but also the smaller vendors, like the artists that will sell their paintings, their drawings, their comics. But of course, there's about anything you can imagine that has to do with the world of geeks, like these, how would you call them, doormats for Star Wars, Harry Potter, and Doctor Who, and even Venom now. And also here you've got lots of people in costumes, and it's very much a part of these fan conventions. It's showing off the costumes that you've made, showing your creativity, and then taking pictures. I always have to keep a tight grip on my wallet when I'm walking around here because there's just so much awesomeness here. Like, look, this is the entire Disney. All these miniatures of famous Disney characters. Really, really beautiful. And this is kind of a newer craze. It's the Funko Pops. Plastic puppets of almost any geeky franchise. And of course, some people love to collect this, but you can tell how many there are. If you want to collect them all, you're going to be broke. Movie posters, original ones, Indiana Jones, The Empire Strikes Back, or L'Empire Contre-Attaque. Magical gifts. This is usually Disney oriented, and of course you have some famous Disney cosplayers with their amazing dresses. That's all handmade at home. Can you imagine having to travel with that kind of stuff? Smaller vendors, also a lot of like homemade things. Cute little mice. Very cool. But also comics. Buttons. I always used to make my own buttons when I was a kid. I'd have tons and tons of them. Sometimes I feel like I've been born in the wrong time. Because if I had this when I was a child, oh my gosh. This is all Harry Potter themed stuff, like the train, the beautiful train that actually really exists. It's a train in Scotland. And if you need to do some magic, here's where you can buy your wands. These are replicas of the wands used in the Harry Potter series. So this is the very lucrative Harry Potter business. You can get these very, very nice looking replicas, and even a nimbus, which is like the brooms that they use for Quidditch. You got little fluffy animals and Hedwig, and of course t-shirts, and there's even a small replica of the mirror of Erised here in the corner, which is $70. And does it show me my... No, it just shows... I just see myself. That's what I'm supposed to see myself. It's a selfie mirror. Very cool. All right, bye-bye. And it's just unbelievable the amount of franchises that you encounter here, and sometimes I have no clue. I mean, I do recognize Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and that sort of stuff. A lot of the Japanese things, I have no clue what that is. Like this, I don't know what that is. May even be complete fantasy, I don't know. I'm just going to move a little bit to the outer side. There's one stand that I always visit. And they make these wooden signs, and I have a few of those signs. I had one made, a custom-made one of Hogwarts, and I really like it. It's a mother and her daughter that have started this company, and they've been incredibly successful and make a living out of making these geeky signs. But I thought they were here, but I think I kind of missed the right alley. They're not here. So I guess I have to move this way. Also, always popular are characters, kind of more Game of Thrones, Vikings. This is Arrow, of course, in a green leather costume. We've got the Riddler. Oh, here we are. These are the sign makers. And I'll just show you a little bit how awesome it is, what they make. You see all those signs up there? That's all hand painted on wood, kind of throwaway wood. But they're all geeky signs, so I'm not sure if you can read them, but like you have one with a green mushroom, get a life, of course, a reference to the Mario. Let me get a little bit closer. And every sign is unique, so they're very, very creative. Rainbow Road. And so once they're gone, they're gone. Weasley's self-writing quills. Gryffindor does lots of stuff from Harry Potter, of course. Sleepy Hollow, the Black Pearl, Transylvania, Care of Magical Creatures, and here you can find the bigger ones. These are like dirt cheap. They're $15 a piece. You are the bubble to my bath. Let's see. Life is short. This one is for impulse buyers. Life is short. Buy the shoes. Oh, this is for cat lovers. Are you kidding me?
1.5.
I'm Catwoman. Hear me roar. I just love the signs, and they're very, very colorful, very bright. This is a Dutch one. Fall down, stand up, put your crown on your head, and move on. This one, this looks very old. Oh, there you go, Jaws. I've got my big eye on you. So very, very cool. And they also make like gift cards and drawings. It's just so creative. And check it out. Isn't that cool? Very cool. And she's actually one of the people who paints it. Very, very talented. Ik moet jou nog bedanken voor die mooie Hogwarts sign. Weet je wel, die heb je toen gemaakt met dat kasteeltje.
Ja, dat is wel heel leuk geworden.
Ja, het was echt heel mooi geworden. Ja, very nice. I'm thanking her for it. She made me like a sign, a personal sign for Hogwarts Castle with the castle in the distance at night. It's very, very cool. Well, good luck. Have fun. Here you can buy your own firebolt broomstick in case you want to go play Quidditch. This is one of those listening eyes. This is all from the movies. You can even get the frogs, the chocolate frogs with the 3D moving wizards. Rowena Ravenclaw. You can get a ticket to Hogwarts. Isn't it fun? Now they had a bit of a problem this year because of the attack last week in Utrecht, which is this same city. And so today, for the first time, bags were not allowed. Only transparent bags. That's why you see people walking around with all these transparent plastic bags. And perhaps most frustrating for the cosplayers was that cosplayers were not allowed to bring their props, their weapons, their spears and swords and pistols and guns. And you can imagine if you are a Star Wars cosplayer and you can't bring your lightsaber or your blaster, it's not fun. But of course it was to kind of make sure that no one panics when they see even like a plastic gun or something like that. These kids are completely passed out. Pokemon merchandise. Sunday is usually the day for families. Yesterday was more like older geeks. But today you see lots of parents with their kids. And some of the cosplayers will also adapt to that and choose more kid-friendly stuff. We've got some officers here, Death Star officers. It's one of the most affordable Star Wars costumes that you can make. We have this cowboy here. Board games, oh my gosh. You can spend a fortune here. Sometimes you also see authors that just rent a booth to promote their books. And sometimes this is also a place to be discovered. Because of course the networks are always on the lookout for new stories to tell, new trends to tap into. We can see some more people from The Sims. Very cool. That is a very low-cost solution to be cosplayer as well. The Sims, for those of you that don't know, is a computer game in which you guide your virtual family and build houses and get jobs. It's basically your life. Ooh, check it out. That is amazing. What is that? That looks really, really cool. Free headbuds. Amazing. On stilts. Most impressive. It's a little bit steampunky. There's another inflatable dinosaur. I hope I'm not making you nauseous moving around like this. I'm trying to keep the camera as steady as possible, but it's not stabilized. I don't have a gimbal for the camera. So I am walking around and maybe a little bit shaky. This is of course a more professional approach. Just get a good camera and a nice tripod to make nice pictures. Let's just look at some more costumes here. Very nice. Tom Felton is still talking about his experiences in the world of movies and I guess TV shows nowadays. And we've almost seen everything. I'm just walking back to see if I missed anything. I think there's one hall that we haven't seen yet. This looks more like, I don't know, what franchise is this? I kind of totally missed that era. It's not Transformers, it's called, oh, I forgot. Like, I think it was Korean or something. Here we're back at in the gaming hall. There is another Spider-Man and another Spider-Man. You won't catch me walking around in suits like that anytime soon. Now, of course, I also go to these fantasy fairs, and the main difference with events like this is that here you will see a lot of movie-based stuff and video game-based. And when you go to Castle Fest and Elfia, you'll see much more of these kind of medieval costumes and knights. Oh, look at that! That is a BB-8 in a dress. That is awesome. So funny. Here we're back with Dumbo, and I think I missed. Did I miss this hall? I'm not sure. I think this is just the back at the entrance. Let me go there. Yeah, I think this brings me back to the entrance. We've got some pirates here. Also, the outdoor events usually have a ton of pirates. Not that many here. And of course, for those that are hungry, you can get your beef jerky. Josh says I should come to Salt Lake sometime. Yeah, it's a little bit far to travel all the way to the United States for these events. I'm just very happy that nowadays... Oh, there's another pirate. That's a whole group of pirates. And we've got the awesome mask. Very nice moves. Oh, look, there's Chewie. We gotta say hi to Chewie. Self-made costumes, so absolutely amazing. Very, very cool. Posing, of course, with the kids. Just look at the difference in size. Incredible. Very nice. Alrighty, and we're back at where we started. People are waiting in line here for the next showing of the House of Wax. So I'm really glad that we've done that at the start of the stream. If you've only just chimed in and you missed the first part of the stream, I will leave it up on Facebook, and I may actually post this also on YouTube to share that with my YouTube audience. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to take a walk, try to find the Domex here and my friends, and chat and do some shopping. But I was glad that this worked. Hopefully audio video was reasonably okay. Bandwidth I think worked out quite well. So thanks a lot for joining me today, and I'll see you soon on my podcast, on YouTube, on Facebook, or on one of these geeky events. Take care and God bless.